we just got word from the Supreme Court that they have granted the Trump administration's request. There are nearly 42 million Americans that rely on the SNAP program. Some people may have already received this month's benefits. This decision is going to have an impact, an immediate one, on the lives of millions, if not tens of millions of Americans. What the court decided, what it exactly means in the short term here.
The main thing that we want Americans to understand is that the courts have been very clear. The courts that have considered this have been very clear that this administration not only has the legal authority to make these payments, but this administration must make these payments. And the administration is fighting tooth and nail to deprive over 40 million Americans of their food. And the courts have been clear that this administration, owns this responsibility, that they have the ability to make these payments. They are not making these payments.
There's a contingency fund that has money that can cover these payments. And
lawyers that are going to work night and day to try to get the American people what they need. This is the first time in U.S. history, that SNAP benefits have lapsed, and it's creating such harm. But what I think we want to make sure everybody understands is this is something that this administration is choosing to do to the American people. It is callous, it is immoral, and of course the courts have said it's unlawful, and we're confident in the strength of this case.
Talk to us a little bit about how hard they are working to make it so that Americans who rely on SNAP benefits don't get their money, because they've gone back to the court over and over again, and they essentially, for a period of time, seem to ignore a court order.
Yeah, it's really quite unbelievable, even for this administration. You saw the administration first came out and said they were confused and they thought they didn't have the legal authority to make payments. That was not truthful. That was a lie. The court was clear they had the legal authority to do so. Then they came out and said, well, it would be our honor to make these payments after we won in court last weekend. They only then ignored the court order, and the president went out on social media and said and gloated that he was going to deprive people of these essential nutritional benefits, 42 million people, based on his politicizing and trying to use people as a pawn in politics. We won another court order earlier this week, as well as an order enforcing the prior one, and they have worked tooth and nail to try to block that, to understand that the President of the United States and this administration are working night and day to deprive the American people, 42 million of them, of basic food. That is what is happening. And of course, we're going to be there in court to try to do everything we can to get people what they need. The First Circuit has said that they are going to issue an opinion. That's the appellate court. And so you'll find our lawyers, working through that process and doing everything we can to